our regional and our international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us here at Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Thanks for allowing us into your homes, into your hearts, into your workplaces, or wherever you may be, so we could continue to reach out and empower you and fill you with knowledge, and knowledge is power. Yeah. And of course, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy. Get your pen, get your notebook, Real TV, so you could take notes and important numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Nathaniel Reed. On behalf of the team, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day today, reminding you life is what you make of it. The choices you make today will certainly determine your tomorrow. Happy Wednesday. It's the middle of the work week, already 21 days old in January 2026. Do you see and understand the importance of time? It's going to wait on no one, you know. So don't procrastinate, do what you need to do the best way you know how to. And if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. That's someone special. Don't take that someone special for granted. Tomorrow is not promised. All right. Let's go to our quote of the day, please, Mr. Director. And our quote says, "Be thankful for today, because you have the opportunity to take another step forward on your incredible journey. Each breath is a gift. Every moment is a chance to grow." Every moment is a chance to grow, to heal, to become stronger than yesterday. Walk forward with gratitude. Your story is still unfolding. And you know what? Today matters. You know, I wanted to share this today. I found this, I saw it, and somebody sent it to me actually, and I was very grateful. Because very often we get so caught up in all of different things that we forget about today, this moment, and to say thanks, to take time to say thanks. Thank you, God. Have that gratitude in you. And to move forward. This day will pass. Whether you are in a storm, in a challenge, whatever problem you didn't anticipate, this too shall pass. Concentrate on the solution, not the problem. And you'll find your answers. All right? So I just wanted to share that with you. Keep smiling, be positive, and always know the best is yet to come. Speaking of the best, today we have Mr. Chankar Ramtahal, Social Welfare Advisor. Mr. Chankar Ramtahal served this land for many years. And so he knows, he's the right fit, he has the experience and the knowledge together. He's a great teacher for us all. And today he's going to be talking to us about the old age pension. Mr. Ramtahal, good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much, and as usual, it is my pleasure to be here.
It's always a nice having
to share whatever knowledge I have to the benefit of the population.
Most certainly.
Yes. And today we are discussing a very important grant, which is the Senior Citizens Pension, better referred to as the
Old Age
Pension Grant.
And even though it's been ongoing for many, many years, there are still citizens in this land don't know that it's available. And also, people just simply don't even know how to apply, and they are in need.
Yes. So we are discussing that so that we could, inform and educate the population, especially as you are nearing 65 years.
Mm-hmm.
You must be aware that it should be done in the month of your birthday.
Nice.
The 65th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever documents should be available to prove that you're 65
nice.
years.
And reminding you, so if your birthday is in September, then you need to apply
in September.
All right? Good.
Good. So today we will commence with the Senior Citizens Pension, more often referred to as the Old Age Pension Grant.
Mm-hmm.
This program involves the provision of financial assistance to eligible older persons of Trinidad and Tobago And to commence with, you must be 65 years and over.
Right.
Okay? So these are the qualifying conditions. You must be 65 years and over. You must be a citizen or resident of Trinidad and Tobago. You must also be living in Trinidad and Tobago for 20 years preceding the date of application. Any periods of absence must not exceed 5 years in aggregate during this stipulated 20-year period. Okay, so I will repeat that. You must be living in Trinidad and Tobago for 20 years preceding the date of application. Any periods of absence must not exceed 5 years in aggregate during this stipulated period. All right? So you cannot be out of the country for 10, 15 years and then come back within 2 or 3 years and apply for the old age pension. You cannot do that. And that is important because, I mean, with the situation where citizens travel abroad frequently, you must take note of this condition to apply for your old age pension. You must have lived 50 years in total in Trinidad and Tobago. And it must be noted that these 50 years do not need to be consecutive.
Okay.
All right? So that you could go away for 5 years, you know, or 10 years, but you must have lived for 50 years in Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice.
You must not have income exceeding $5,500 per month. Other than that, you would not be deemed eligible for old age pension.
Right. So let's just get some clarity with regards to that, so people will understand. 5,500. You must not be earning more than that.
That's right.
Okay. So if you are receiving 5,500, you still can qualify.
Yes. You must not exceed that. You could get if you are receiving 5,500, you still qualify. But
okay.
Yes, but if you are receiving 5,501 cents,
you can't.
It means
yeah.
you have crossed the barrier.
There are many people who are at 65 and still very active in life. They still do odds and ends. They still very much active. They do things. Some people would have put things in place, renting out a room or two for UE students and things like that, so they have a little income coming in. You know what I mean? Some people are very ambitious. They have a little parlor selling juice and whatever it is. You know, when people do this, I support them because they're trying to help themselves. You know.
Right. But well, we were informed that very shortly, the income of, like, if you're renting an apartment and things like that, these will be included in your assessment. So chances are that if previously you would qualify for the old age pension grant, maybe quite a few house owners may not qualify in time to come, and which is fair.
Because they are getting an income.
That's right.
Yeah.
Some people have 5 and 6 houses rented out. Or 5 and 6 apartments rented out, you know, and that would carry them over.
They make a little investment for their future. Okay,
yes.
I understand that.
We do not contribute directly to the old age pension grant. We do not. It is an act of government to ensure that our senior citizens who would have contributed to the development of our country, that they, in their time of need, once the assessment proved that they qualify, they should get something to go along with.
Okay.
All right. And as I would like to repeat, you must be 65 years and over, and it's advisable you apply in the month of your 65th birthday. Okay, it's important. You must be a citizen or resident of Trinidad and Tobago. If you are not a citizen or a resident, You could be living here for 30 or 40 years. You cannot apply, you cannot qualify for the senior citizens pension.
And I agree with that.
Yes, and I agree with that. You know, it is meant for citizen or resident. You're a legal person. Okay?
Legal, you all heard that?
Yes, and your income must not exceed $5,500 per month. What happens if you have some form of income? Old age pension has 4 bands of grants. The highest grant is $3,500 per month. The second highest grant is $3,500 per month. The third grant is $2,500. And then you have the grant of $500, which is the fourth grant.
Okay.
Okay?
Still something.
Yes. So depending on the additional income that you have, it will determine the quantum of your old age pension grant. Good. What are the basic documents required for old age pension? Of course, your birth certificate and or affidavit, ID card to confirm your age and things like that, your passport to indicate whether you have lived abroad and things like that, a bank book to show your resources in the in the bank, and if you have an account, the only thing that is considered for calculating whether you qualify for old age pension is the interest. The interest that might accrue from whatever account you have. And we know, I mean, within recent times, the interest has not been that lucrative. You understand? So, more often than not, it would not hamper you getting.
Well, now people, if they have extra money, they're being wise in investing their money.
Yes.
They're looking where they will get their better interest or to help them, So people are exploring many different options. Let's always make sure you explore the most legal one.
Right. Then if you are entitled to national insurance benefits, that will be considered in calculating your old age pension.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, there are 4 bands of old age pension. All right? If your income is less than $5,500, it's less. You can either qualify for $3,500, which is the highest amount of old age pension. Then the next amount, if you have some little income, you can get $2,500 per month. And if the little income is more than 25, you could get $1,500 per month or $500. So there are 4 bands of old age pension.
Mr. Ramtal, whatever you qualify, whoever qualifies for whatever amount, be grateful, have some gratitude, because it could still pay some bill, or it could still buy your medication or help you buy a little food.
That's right.
So be grateful.
Because even if you are getting $500, it means you have additional other income.
And so that's why you did not qualify for the full amount.
That's right.
And I think that is fair.
It is fair. It is fair. Because we must remember that we do not contribute to the social welfare benefits. We do not contribute. It's an act of government, whichever government is in power. It's an act of government to ensure that our senior citizens who would have contributed to the development of our country, they can live a decent life at 65 years based on the assistance from government.
Most certainly. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation. Stay with us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people. and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Join me, your host, Smitty, on A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV from 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in real time, right here on Real TV.
I am Zelisa Singh Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
To all our local, regional and international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. All those of you on Tego the app, remember to tell your friends about Tego the app. They could download it and take Real TV with you anytime, real time, and you really absorb when it comes to good programming. All right, as we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. Today I'm in conversation with Mr. Chankar Ramthal. Mr. Ramthal is a social welfare advisor. He's been part of the system for many years. He served this land. So with his years of experience and his knowledge, he's very competent. Second to none when it comes to advising us and giving us information about the social welfare and the different grants that are available. Welcome back, Mr. Ramthal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the information that you shared in the first part of the conversation. I am going to explain about a situation I found out about yesterday. I was interviewing some young people who very much involved in an NGO, and they started not just helping families and homes and people who need food and different things, but they are currently dealing with a case that came to them, and that is an elderly lady who is currently in a wheelchair, and her husband, they live alone, both of them. Her husband is blind, and they reached out to this NGO to get help. I did refer you because I think you are the right person that will guide to help them understand, first of all, what grants they can qualify for to help them because of their situation, and then as well how to guide them, how to fill out the forms and apply and things like that. What was alarming to me is that they were not aware of different grants. A lot of people think, okay, some people know only about the old age pension, but based on information that you've shared with us in the past, and knowledge is power, I have a little idea of things because of you. There are many other grants in their particular situation that they could qualify for. Simply somebody coming to help bath, to help cook. Because if this gentleman is blind, this lady's in a wheelchair, who is assisting with things like that? Sweeping, mopping, having the house in order, cooking a little meal, giving them a bath, things like that, checking up to make sure they take their medication on time. That's another problem, a lot of elderly people, because they forget. They simply forget to take their medication, and when that happens, all hell break loose, because then when they do remember, they probably double dose and thinking it's the right thing to do. So many different scenarios. So it is important, once a man, twice a child. They really need the assistance as you get older. And I really think it is first and foremost, this is my opinion and I'm entitled to it, it is the duty and responsibility of the children to ensure that their parents are taken care of or they're okay. Now I understand as a child, I'm a child myself to my parents. Yes, I have a lot that I'm responsible for, and yes, there's a lot I'm very consumed. But I could never be too consumed to ensure that my parents are okay. It is our duty and responsibility to check on them, to make sure they're okay, to make sure they have groceries, to make sure they're taken, and we do things like that as a family. My sister would leave, and she's also, when I think I have it, she's so consumed in so many different things too. And she will make sure and come and get my parents medication and put it together daily. This is what you have to take at this time, morning, noon, night, pack it out. If it need cutting in half or quarter, we all are designated to do certain things. And why do parents need to be living like this? It upsets me.
And there is a grant referred to as a blind pension grant.
Right, so he's entitled to that. Good.
I'm happy that I have the opportunity to relay this to the population.
Beautiful.
A blind pension, if you have defective vision to the extent that you cannot see properly, you can qualify for what we call a blind pension.
Okay.
You can be granted old age pension amount at age 40 years. So at age 40 years, if you have defective vision to the extent that the doctor can certify that your vision is that defective that's to render you almost, you can qualify for old age pension.
At 40?
At 40.
But this is
referred to as
news.
by the Senior Citizens Pension Grant.
Brilliant. This is good news. The other thing I'd like to find out for clarity, just to understand. So if someone is receiving old age pension, and while they're receiving that, their eyesight, for many reasons, diabetes, other things, cataract, whatever it is I'm thinking, and their eyesight is affected, can they also qualify for an extra grant?
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted clarity. Okay.
Because the blind pension grant at 60 is the amount of the old age pension grant.
Okay, understood. All right.
Yes,
I do.
So
but the beauty, and I think what we need to say thank you for, is at 40 rather than 65, and you are blind or you are experiencing, eye situations where you can't see clearly and things like that, you can qualify at 40. Mr. Amtahal, this is good news.
It is. And the rationale behind that, Zal, old age pension is payable at age 65.
Yes.
And 65 is that age where we assess our senior citizens to be ill.
They've had their
days unfit to work again.
Yes.
And similarly, if you have defective vision at 40, it means you cannot work.
Right. Okay, good. That's great information.
And you qualify for the pension amount.
So with this family, this particular, the gentleman, if he's collecting pension, he cannot get anything other. However, if he's not, he can now qualify for this. Good.
At an earlier age.
What other help this couple that live alone can get?
If anyone in the home is 65 years, they can be considered for old age pension.
Right, they're both 65
right.
and over.
If they are under 65 years, they can either qualify for a disability grant or a public assistance grant.
Okay.
So they can be assisted in some manner.
Now, let us just build a scenario here. If they both now apply for old age pension because they're both 65 and over,
Okay.
and they get approved, would they be entitled to any other grants? I'm just asking, especially because I first-hand thought when I heard this situation, I felt as if they needed an attendant. So can they qualify to get that attendant into, I know that there's a, would they be able to qualify for that as well?
Yes.
To get somebody to
Yes.
assist them?
To come and assist them. For
At
over
least
a period.
cook, at least sweep
Household
and mop
chore,
that, people
household
sweeping and mopping
chores,
and
yes,
cleaning.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, good. And they could get a little meal, they could get a little help to get a bath and change clothing, and then of course to have their house in order. I like this.
Yes. So that, but the difference is, if you have vision so defective as to render you unable to carry out your daily duties and things like that, you can qualify for the grant, the old age pension grant,
Right.
but referred to, it's for the blind person.
Okay, nice.
You understand?
So we understand that. I like the fact that they could also apply for somebody to come in to assist them.
Assist you, that's right.
Any other grants in that situation that they may be qualified for again?
If they need a medical and so on,
Okay.
they can be assisted
Good.
as well.
So what I did is that I shared your number with Enrique, who is the guy who is studying the case and trying to get assistance for them. He's very much involved in the in this NGO, Youths in Action, and I'm sure he's going to give you a call.
No
right?
problem.
So you could guide them, you could advise them, and then they could take it from there. Yes, sir?
And what I want to do, Zal, I want to approach the Minister of Social Development, Mrs. Vandana Mohit, and try to impress her to, when you apply for old age pension, you are granted the month after you apply. Whether it is investigated 5 or 6 months down the road, whenever it is approved, will approve from the month after you apply.
Okay.
It is not the case with public assistance. And that is the area that needs the urgency more than the old age pension.
Okay.
Because with public assistance, more often than not, you would find children in that household. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, especially like grants for to help them
So
with
if-
school supplies and
That's
food,
right.
and of course,
So
that's,
if the breadwinner of the home is certified as disabled, why should that person wait so long and then only to be granted 2 or 3 months before, when it was investigated? It should happen as old age pension. You should qualify the month after you applied, similar to the old age pension system.
I agree, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Mr. Ramtahal, I know that we did discuss in the past homes for the elderly
Yes.
in this country. A lot of people are going, and it seems to be quite popular, that they're taking their pension money and they're going into private homes.
Yes.
Because their children have abandoned them or they're just not helping out, and it's difficult. As you get older, you really need assistance. I know and understand firsthand when you have parents who have been extremely independent. They do things on their own, but you live it and you see the fact that they're deteriorating and their independence is being taken away from them. And so it is very difficult, I think, to have somebody who is elderly and their health, especially when they're people who are older and they're well, they do things, they're still very active, they still drive and they still go to the market and they still go to the supermarket and they're still involved in different things. But then there are others, their independence has been taken away because they've been challenged with health concerns,
That's
right?
right.
And so I think it's also very important to let people know that you have an option to go into those government homes as well. Yeah, so perhaps we could talk a little bit
Yes.
about that and help the elderly people, because I'm concerned. I think we have a generation of people that they feel they're so consumed that they cannot find time or make time for the elderly, and that is being very selfish, very, very selfish, right? And so it then becomes the responsibility of the government. Yeah, so perhaps we could explore that a little bit when we return.
No problem.
Let's go to these important messages. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Stay with us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Hi, I'm Joanne Ogaro, and welcome to Smart Talk. SMART is the acronym for the Single Mothers Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
And I am Melissa Brown. Smart Talk exists to give single mothers and families real conversation, real data, real advocacy.
And I am Shermaine Wickham Howe, President and founder of the Single Mothers Association, highlighting all issues affecting single mothers, facts, situation, solution, empowerment. So tune in at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday on Real TV with Smart Talk.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, those of you on Tego, the app, those of you in Canada on the Caribbean Showtime television, thanks for allowing us to be part of your day, your moment, so that we can inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. I always let you know knowledge is power. I will continue to let you know that. When you have knowledge, the fact is you do make, or you should rather make, better choices, and we'll all have a better tomorrow, all right? For instance, today we found out that if you are having a problem with your eyesight, you're visually impaired, and at 40 you can qualify to get a grant, and I think that is amazing and that is wonderful. So these are things we will continue to share with you via Mr. Chanka Ramtal, Social Welfare Advisor. Yeah, Mr. Ramtahal, as I indicated to you, I've realized by conversations and by people sending in messages and things like that, a lot of the elderly are left alone, and when your health is compromised, especially, you could do more harm to yourself than good. And so I believe at a stage in your life you have to understand that you're no longer as independent as you were. It happens. You have to understand and accept it and allow others then to step in. And when they ask to step in, let them step in. When they say, we now need to guide you, we now don't take over the people's life and want to rule them and want to make decisions for them and spend their money for them and these kind of, and that happens as well. You know, I've heard a case where a mother put a child on a sign, and that all that money is gone. That daughter, her own child, stole that money. And that's just one of the many cases that we hear. And so I think it is important at some stage of your life you realize you cannot do the things you used to do the way you used to do it, and so you need assistance. And for those of you who feel you don't even feel safe in your own home anymore. Sometimes you're living with in-laws and they're good, bad, treating you. They even, it's more harm than even good. And that's real. I'm not making up these things in my head. That's reality, because in conversation, people tell you, people talk, right?
They're not comfortable at all living there.
Yeah, they lock up in a room whole day because they're afraid to even cough, or they're afraid to whatever. The daughter-in-law or son-in-law mistreating them, many different situations, right? So I would like you, please, if you could share the information about the homes that you, when you go into the social welfare, you could inquire about old age homes that perhaps you could visit and decide that this might be a good option.
Right. Over the years, government has started old age homes for senior citizens,
right,
where it is funded by government, and the, you know, persons, well, not persons, relatives may apply for a space for the
mother or father.
A mother or father,
grandfather,
rather than they are left alone at home,
right,
during the day when these children go to work or go to school, as the case may be. You know, so there are a lot of government funded homes throughout the country. What is amazing as well, because of the need for that situation, there are a lot of private homes that have developed all over the country.
Yes, yeah, correct.
All over the country, where they house pensioners, take care of them.
At a cost.
Of course, at a cost. You understand? Now, I can tell you about the government-funded homes. We have to do a report every three months. Officers are assigned to do a report every 3 months. How many people are there? What is the situation? You know, and give us an update if things are working well, if
right,
not. But the private homes are not monitored, because they are privately run.
And I really feel that the government should jump in there,
yes,
and pay some attention to that.
Right.
Even if, you know, unannounced, have somebody, you know, from the authorities go in,
yes,
and check and make sure all is in place.
You have quite a few private homes
that people
all
complain
over the
about
country,
as well.
all over
yes,
the country.
Yes, it's becoming very popular now.
Yes, it is. And I wonder whether they are being monitored by government. They need to be monitored by government.
I agree
because
with that.
they should report, like the other homes, the government-funded homes, we do a report every 3 months. How many people are there, you know, how things are working and things like that. But in the privately run homes, they are not monitored by government. So we don't know for sure what the standard is. And of course, we want the best standard to be available to our senior citizens who would have, you know, help us raise children,
of course,
contribute to the development of the country.
Yes.
You understand?
Most certainly.
And I can tell you there are a lot of privately operated homes that have sprung up all over the country. And they are not monitored because it's privately run and things like that. One, well, that is additional income for the house owners, and whether that is reported or not, for tax purposes, we must be straight when it comes to things like these.
Accountability and transparency.
Yes, you must have some level of supervision, and things like that. So I want to urge the authorities, to get those things in place, because it's human beings, it's our citizens we are talking about, people who have contributed to the development of this country to what it is. So this is important, and I want to urge that.
Yeah. Well, I know on Monday I was in conversation with Mr. Ibrahim Ali, who is the president of the San Juan Business Association. I was asking him about some of the plans. One of the plans that they're working on and trying to get the good minister from Social Ministry of Social Development involved is that they are recognized in San Juan, and I can endorse, because we are right here, the vagrants, the amount of vagrants on the streets, and they're living there. They come to work on a morning and they're sleeping in a cardboard naked as they're born. And these are things I think it really is a social problem. Yes. And so they are advocating, or they're asking to have a place to house these people. And I think that is awesome, because it will give them a place where they are safe, number one. Number two, where they could have a bath, where they could get proper 3 square meals or 2 meals, things like that, to have a place where people could actually go, because one of the things that they wait on as well, it's known for, people will come daily to drop off food.
Yes.
And so that in itself, we need to have things in order and in place. So they urinate and they're right on the street there, they're naked, they don't take baths, people passing afraid with their kids after school. So if they have a place to house them, a safe place, and you have somebody there in charge and accountability, in terms of helping take care of them, all this is development in our country.
But that was started in Azal a few years ago.
Yeah.
They had used a car park in Port of Spain.
Well, let me tell you, we grew up sharing pocket and sharing food. So I know about we used to give at the Blind Institute, we used to give at the home in Tagariqua there. We would do it right there by that car park, go fill up the trunks.
Riverside Plaza.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that was started some years ago, but unfortunately it just fell through. You understand? Yeah. Because vagrants were allowed to come in and have a bath, have a meal, and take near or spend the night if you have nowhere else to go, but it fell through and it just was not restarted.
I know of private, I know Sajina Kadir, attorney at law. They have an NGO as well, where they go into the parks and different places and they feed them, and they get somebody to bath them, they get a barber to cut their hair, to groom their nails. So they are really good private citizens that do a lot, go beyond the call of duty, and they really do a lot for those less fortunate. But I really now believe in situations where we have them living on the streets, we need to put that in place.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because these are citizens who at one time or the other would have contributed to the development of the country.
And the fact is they're citizens,
That's right.
And there's a reason. Many times we point fingers or we want to do the blame game. I did it when I was young, and I said, well, why the hell they didn't get a job? Or they had to do something bad for their family to put them out. But as you get older, you understand that there are reasons and different scenarios and circumstances why people end up the way they do.
Of course.
And so you really can't point fingers, or you can't just accuse when you really don't know the true story, But that doesn't mean that we don't help them.
But I can tell you that the assistance that was offered to homes to house these, we refer to them as vagrants, but they are homeless people. It has proven very useful to.
Well, I hope that they will get some assistance. I think he's also working with the MP in this area, Mr. Saddam Hussein, who I'm sure will probably understand as well as the MP. And I want to talk about the MPs as well, and I said it and I'll continue to say it. The MPs do have an office that they run. They are there one day a week where the citizens could go make an appointment, speak with them one-on-one, they give them a hearing and guide them. But I am aware that those offices are always open every day. So if people need assistance or they need guidance in filling out a form or legal advice or whatever, they're there to do that. And so each MP and that office should know all the people in their environment and what's happening and what's not happening, because they were there when the election was heated. They went to every home to visit.
Yeah.
So they should have some level of accountability to know, well, these are the people that living in my area, and I need to ensure that especially the elderly or the ones that need the help, reach out and get help for them.
And you know, these street dwellers, as we refer to them to, I mean, they are mainly in the developed, well, in the towns and in the cities. They are more housed there.
They're in the heart of the city right here.
Right, the city is
the bus terminal, they're in front of the bus terminal,
right.
they live across the street. I sometimes box food and give them. So they say, boss lady, give me a coffee, give me this or that. So, you know, we understand and we try to help in whatever way, but when they have to sleep and they're naked on the streets, children are passing, people are passing, you know, it's not healthy. It's not right.
And I can tell you, I was in the ministry when that transpired, that situation, where those vagrants and so on were housed at Riverside Plaza. You know, besides being housed at the private homes that were occupied by and funded by government.
Yeah.
You know, but that seems to have fallen through.
Well, I trust and hope that, you know, the pieces will be picked up now and we could have a place, we can identify where the homeless can go, or there's a place that they could go and feel safe. Yeah? This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Let's go to these messages. Stay with us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32, Saddle Road, Maraval.
I am Zelisa Singh Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you, to all of our local, regional, international viewers. Thank you so much for choosing us. and allowing us to add value. When I say add value, share important and relevant information that will help you to make better decisions and move forward in a positive way. I'm in conversation with Mr. Chankar Ramtal, Social Welfare Advisor, and today he's talking to us about the old age pension and other grants that may be available that you can qualify for, especially the elderly. Today we're talking about the elderly in our land. We must not forget, once a child, once a man, twice a child, and the fact is we are young today, but we are going to be elders tomorrow. We are certainly not going to be like this forever. And so we must also think about putting things in place for our later days. And we must also, as children, remember the duty and responsibility that we have towards our parents. Yeah? Mr. Ramtahal?
Right. With old age pensions we have something called the life certificate exercise.
Okay.
Now, that is where once a year, especially on the anniversary of the commencement of you getting old age pension,
right,
once on that month, during that month, you need to go to your office, and we have what we call the register, general register, and that you have to walk with your ID card,
right,
proof of address, and confirm that you're alive, that you're alive, that you're still living there, and you have to sign the book so that your pension will continue. It is not automatic.
Right.
Because if it is automatic, then people would die and no record of them and things
we need
like
to have
that.
proof that you're alive.
That's right. So you must confirm by visiting the office and sign the general register to indicate that you are alive and that you are living at your stated address, so that your pension will continue coming to you. And that is important.
Nice.
Right?
I think because the fact is a lot of people live abroad, but then they're smarter.
Yeah.
They come down for vacation during that time. They collect the money that's in the bank and they fly right back up.
Well, we call that the life certificate exercise, certifying that you are alive so that your pension will take. But and what you have just said there are a lot of people who are living abroad and collecting old age pension, and I think something has to be done because it's unfair.
It's very unfair.
It is unfair because you're living abroad, you might be employed there because in the foreign lands you work up to 75, 80 and things like that once you're healthy. And so we need to do something about this. It's a drain on our economy.
Certainly.
And our senior citizens who are here, well, I mean, they need to, they receive their old age pension and they go in once a year with their ID card and their birth certificate to confirm that they are alive, and they can receive their old age pension, continue to receive their old age pension on a monthly basis. All right? Now, I want to remind our population, since 2019, senior citizens pension was increased.
2019?
Yeah, since 2019. Maximum grant was $3,500 per month. Okay? If your income, if your income is not exceeding $2,000, you will get $3,500 per month. If your income is not exceeding $2,500, you will receive $35,000. Income exceeding $2,500 but not exceeding $35,000, you will receive $2,500. Income exceeding $3,500 but not exceeding $4,500, you will receive $1,500. And income exceeding $4,500 but not exceeding $5,500, you will receive $500 per month. So old age pension grants, you can either be $3,500, $2,500, $1,500, or $500. We refer to it as four bands of old age pension, depending on your other sources of income. Okay? So it is important to know that.
Well, we know in the last budget we had no increase in
Yes.
any of the pensions or any of the grants, right? So we know what the government could afford now. This is what you're getting. You work within a budget and make it work. Make it work. Don't waste it. Utilize it in a wise way. You know, prioritize. Number one is your medication and your food. And anything else could come after that. What matters first is your education, your medication and your food.
And you know, you refer to it as what government could afford, you know, and that is important because we do not contribute to old age pension. It is an act of government to assist our senior citizens as they grow older and in their time of need.
Like your parents in a home.
Yeah.
If you know you're only working for $100 and you live within your means, have a budget for $100 in your home, that's what you have to do, and that's what the government they need to do. If they have no money, where they getting it from?
You know, and what pains me is, you know, the very poor ones, they are smokers, they are drinkers, they are gamblers. I mean,
They're linemen.
Linemen,
They
yes,
don't
you
care
understand?
about tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're not bothered.
Yeah, and especially if you have young children coming up. You're the role model for those children. You're the early role model for those children, you know.
The fact is, a lot of people don't realize that you are your children's first teacher.
Yes.
And their teacher for life. They will go to the school and different stages of their life. But listen, you have a child, whether they're 5 years old, 5 months old, or 55 years old, they're still yours, you know. It doesn't change.
I mean, and I have raised this already because it pains me. I mean, you have young children, you're growing, they are small, they're growing up. You should be a role model to them. You should not be smoking, you should not be drinking, you should not be cursing and misbehaving in their presence.
Not
or
only
at
that,
all, in fact.
listen, their parents, when they make that grocery list, the first thing on the list is the cigarettes and the drinks.
Yes, unfair.
Their parents linemen people home and they telling the little children, little daughter and little son, go by the parlor and buy 2 beers or buy 3 beers or buy a cigarette for me. And you know the shopkeeper and the parlor people selling it to them. They should be charged for things like that.
Yeah. Or sometimes the snow coat man is passing and daddy, can I get a snow coat? No, I have no money right now. But you have money for buy the cigarettes.
But you're going and go buy a pack of cigarettes for me.
Yes, exactly. What? For
or go by the neighbor and buy one cigarette.
For pack of cigarette. I don't know the price.
And then there are people that buy one cigarette. I mean, prioritize. Make sure you have food in your house.
Yes.
Make sure you know where the next meal is coming from. Make sure your children are going to school.
You have children, make sure they are the priority. Make sure they are the priority, the school books.
Children having children. Children having children now.
Yeah.
Mr. Ramtahal, your closing comments, please.
Well, as usual, it is my pleasure to be here to share whatever information and knowledge I have to the benefit of our population. I trust that, you know, the information that is divulged, you know, helps our citizens. There are a lot of senior citizens out there in need now. There are a lot.
Oh yes, yes. You know? And I will say to you, Trinidadians, we are kind, we're giving, we're wonderful people. So I say this again, if you live right in your street, I ain't asking you to live in Port of Spain and go down south, right in your street, and you are aware that there's an elderly lady or gentleman living alone, they have nobody checking on them, it takes nothing for you to go and say, uncle, auntie, you're good today? Or you cook a little extra food, you cook some food, you're throwing away food, you're giving the food to the dog. Understand what I'm saying? Put aside when you cook the food, fresh food, and say, have some food. It ain't good take much of you to do that. You're baking bread, bake a little extra one for them. Little things that will go make such a difference in somebody else's life, you know. I thank you kindly, Mr. Ramtahal. God bless you. We'll see you next week with the grace and blessings of God. You have a big week next week. You celebrating too bad.
yes.
All the best, sir. God bless you. We'll see you next week. Please, God.
Thank you very
This
much.
is where we're going to wrap things up. Please, my friends, be good law-abiding citizens. Do what is right at all times. Be accountable to yourself, you know. Have some gratitude to God. Here's reminding you, my dear friends, that with God, all things are possible. Keep smiling, be positive, and always know the best is yet to come. Naka with Bridging the Gap. She's at 12 o'clock. Make sure, stick and stay right here on Real TV, where it's all about the best of the best. Thanks for choosing us. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani. See you tomorrow.